Hi everyone, welcome to Mala's Verse. Welcome if you're new here, welcome if you have been here before. Thank you so much for joining. So, today's pick a card reading is an interesting topic, something that I have not done before. And we are going to see what personal breakthroughs are coming through for you, or what personal discoveries will you be witnessing in yourself in the coming times. So, we have three piles to choose from. We have the first pile as the Ace of Cups. The second pile is the Six of Wands. And the third pile is the High Priestess. Take your time, take a really deep breath. Yeah, take a really deep breath, breathe out through your mouth, do it 3 times at least. And whichever pile you're drawn to, and even if it's more than one, feel free to choose that. And I'll see you in your reading. Bye bye. Hello, pile number one or group number one. If you chose the Ace of Cups, this is your reading. We did get 2 cards for you for this question. So this is the second question. So I'm going to keep this one here and tend to it later. These questions or these cards represent the first question, which is what has your past influence been, or what is influencing your current situation from the recent past. So we have 9 of Swords and we have the 2 of Pentacles. So interestingly enough, this 2 of Pentacles reminds me of the 2 of Cups more than it reminds me of 2 of Pentacles, to be honest, in Rider-Waite. And we do have Lovers at the bottom of the deck for you. So this wow, there must be a lot of dissing happening between, so lovers quarrel, or like, oh, I wonder what that term is. Mercury retrograde is seriously taking a toll on me. But trouble in paradise, something like that. Yeah, I think that's the usage. And we do have 2 of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, this seems like you might be getting a lot of there's a plentiful, oh, I can't even find words. So I feel like you are like this 9 of Swords, too overwhelmed with a lot of things. This could be even connection, I mean friendships, or a connection with your partner, like an intimate partner, wherein I don't know why a lot of fear is coming up. So I perceive that there is a possibility that these connections are going through really turbulent times, in the sense that some patterns are certainly ending, or you might be experiencing an ego death, as I say, in your relationships and how you perceive relationships. I feel like your definition of how a connection nurtures and nourishes you is changing dynamically. If that is, I perceive that if there's a chance that you're only slightly aware of this or not aware of this, it's playing out in that sense. And so, 9 of Swords, like literally, you are not waking up with ease in mind. You probably are having anxiety attacks at night. I feel like your personal power or your personal sense of self, your self confidence must have been challenged in the recent past, and it's taking a toll. I feel a lot of energy in my heart center, and to me it feels like grieving. So you must be grieving the loss of a connection, of a friendship, remembering a connection, how it was, or remembering even the good old days, and grieving how things were and why it's not working the same way, or why things didn't work out. So with this current energy, so there's a lot of ruminating in the past, and not having good amount of sleep, I would say. And this could be playing out in your workspace. So this turbulence in your personal connections, all of that chaos, all of that mental turmoil, turbulence is not giving you, like, it feels like you're multitasking with work. And in your current energy, you have Ace of Cups and the Fool. Yeah, so like I said, there is a renewal of energy, there's a renewal of really realizing or understanding for yourself what is a relationship, what kind of a connection nurtures and nourishes you. uh, you're willing to, even I feel like even if you're not wholeheartedly willing, you are giving yourself the grace and the gift to actually move into the unknown, to jump or take that leap of faith into the unknown, where I mean, simultaneously you're grieving the loss of a connection, loss of what you thought you wanted in a connection. Because when we start anything anew, especially as we become adults, many a times it's very, 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 very difficult to get out of that mind state of what we had, recognize is true for us. And then with experience, with learning more, true, like learning even more, I would say, candidly, honestly about yourself. And I'm not even talking about improvement, because it's just that we have, gathered so much crap around us, around our energy fields since we were kids. Wow. Maybe this file is for me. Since we were children, or we were born basically, that we tend to forget the infinite being that we are, the capacities that we have, the softness, the nurturing, beautiful energy of unconditional love that we are inherently born with. So a lot of self improvement is technically actually shedding away those layers and coming back home to you, right? So in that process, I'm it's not just generally speaking, in your case also, I would say that your idea of love, your idea of a nurturing connection, however it was, perceived or created in your universe, in your energy field, with the experiences you've had, that's changed completely. And I'm not saying this is completely in the sense that you've eradicated every form of belief from that perspective, from that part of you, but I would say you're opening up yourself to newer energy, to newer love. And this could be love in romantic sense, but I do perceive this to be wholesome. So it could be, I mean, wholesome, or the entire spectrum of connections that we have as humans, not just romantic connections. And so you are now learning to take that leap of faith and give chance to love to come into your life in a newer form, alongside of really, integrating those lessons that you learned in previous connections, really, standing up for yourself and realizing that, okay, this is not what I want. This is probably a habit that comes from pleasing others, from the wound of that abandonment issue, or from the wound of, am I enough? Or being the perfect one. All of these layers are shedding, and I would say this was truly ugly, and there's a lot of mix of energies. I feel that's why there's a mix of messages also happening, I feel. But what I'm trying to say is essentially you're letting go of those anxieties that you used to experience. I don't know if anxiety is even a word, but I hope that you get me, which is the amount of anxiety, overwhelm, the fogginess in your visualization of what a connection should be is truly eradicating and releasing. And what is true to your spirit, what you came to this planet with the understanding of what unconditional love is, as a soul, as your higher self, you are now diving deeper into that. Even if you don't know what is the future, you are letting yourself at least try to experience it. So like, you're giving yourself the permission to at least open those gateways, so that this new, nurturing, fresh, adventurous, even, or and totally unexpected form of love in all, uh, in every way, shape, or form, you're letting yourself experience that. You're opening up to that experience is what I am receiving. So let's see what actions you are taking in this situation. This in itself is a great, I mean, this leap of faith, I feel like, is the ultimate action, or a step that you're taking right now. One of the ultimate, of course. So I did see the Queen of Pentacles there, and we have Knight of Wands. Do we take one more card? No. So we have our right, like I said, things are ending. We do have Death at the bottom of the deck. So many of you might have strong Scorpio placements, sun, moon, or rising. I would even say Venus. That's why it was difficult for you to let go of this idea of what a connection is, because Scorpio is a fixed sign as far as I remember. So the action you're taking, we have Knight of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles. I perceive that you are very diligently taking the action to transform your way of feeling relaxed in a connection, relaxed in everything you do, especially when it comes to the earth plane. So the way you look at your work, the way you look at how you connect with other people, the way you look at how you go about your daily life routine, you are very determined about having a grounded energy there. If turbulent energies come up, you are willing to and you are opening up to give yourself that space, that grace to ground first, rather than being very agitated about it. So you're learning to ground that fiery energy, to be honest, and not become like, not given to temptations of taking actions because you have to convince somebody else, because you have to convince yourself that you are a good person. Rather, you are becoming more, like I said, more an allowance in the word time and again that's coming is wholesome. So you're becoming more an allowance of the good, the bad, the ugly, the great, all of it about yourself. Wow. And definitely with the king, I think it's called the king monarch, this butterfly here, it's the butterfly of ultimate transformation. So I mean, it symbolizes really deep transformation, and we do have the death card here. So there is no doubt about that. And it's interesting that we do have, the Queen of Pentacles we placed right underneath the Two of Pentacles. So yes, absolutely. I do perceive that these actions that you're taking could be very physically not could be very, there are many of you might be going to the gym. Basically what I was trying to say is, many of you have a refreshed sense of taking care of your health. So, and I would say this could be in creative ways, not necessarily the gym either. So but for some of you, I do feel like you are interested or are indulging in deadlifts, weightlifting, and exercises of those kind. But I would definitely say some of you might have enrolled yourself in dance classes, in creative endeavors that make you move. So this could be salsa, even, so I'm grooving here, or any other form of dance class. And this glow, it's basically a glow up that's happening, pile number one. And you are definitely becoming more and more, let's just say, delicious physically as well. So definitely your physical attraction is multiplying. I perceive that this groundedness is actually, you are feeling this more in your body the more you're working out in any way, shape, or form. And I do feel like some of you are learning how to cook, or you're spending more time cooking for yourself as well, and indulging in more nourishing food. And this could be anything, nourishing. The energy and nourishment also comes more from how you receive each food, how you perceive the energy of each food. And I feel like you're becoming more and more mindful about it. So it doesn't necessarily have to be fruits and vegetables, although I do feel that energy is quite strong, to be honest. But it could be anything, cooking, food. In fact, like the simplest habit of actually not refrigerating food, but even if it's just a small bowl of, what do you say, porridge, oats, or even pasta or salads, you cook it or create or make it right then and there instead of refrigerating it. So that freshness of food, right? So I feel like that is also an action you're taking, which is interestingly enough already answering our next question, which is that what these actions are going to reveal about you, that breakthrough that we are talking about. So what breakthrough, or what are you personally going to discover through these actions that you are taking? Wow, oh my god. How does it get any better than this? We have 10 of wands at the bottom of the deck. We have the Empress, the Hangman, and the Three of Cups. So yeah, I let me just place these cards here. Three literal, oh my god, friends. I mean, I'm just in awe because we have three threes. Like all of these cards add up to a three. And so definitely major presence of this energy of Jupiter. So you might have a strong Jupiter, or you might be going through, as there is this segregation of dashas in Vedic astrology. I'm not very well versed with it, from whatever I know. You might be going through your Jupiter Mahadasha, or Jupiter is a strong placement, so it could be, transiting some strong or influential houses in your natal chart. Apart from that, definitely, December is a month you might have been born, or March, or three is your birth date, or your birth date adds up to a three, and you could be a life path number three too. I'm getting personality number as well. So we have Empress, Three of Cups, and the Hangman. What are you going to discover, my friend? You're going to discover how to have fun, how to be relaxed and have fun, how to tap into your intuition and create abundance for yourself. So this is telling me, you, like I said, very wholesome. So your actions are not going to be meaningless now going forward in your life, in the sense that you are not going to be like a headless chicken just running around, crazily. Your actions are going to be very much aligned with what you perceive energetically and intuitively. And I feel like this is going to clearly, like I said, it's going to bring in your soul family for sure, but it's also going to renew your friendships. It's also going to renew your connections. And I feel like you will be very, it's the Three of Cups and the Hangman here. I feel like you'll be very clear. It's not just clear, but very strict or firm with yourself as to who you allow in your energy field. This is a strong change that's coming. You will not be just be like in the first go itself. You won't be that motherly energy that you are with everybody, that you probably used to be with, your friends, your co-workers, your family, or your loved ones, or your romantic partner in any way, shape or form earlier. But now you're going to make this like a filtered process for sure, because with the 10 of wands here, it clearly tells me that even if it takes you or makes you exhausted, I would say, or even if it takes a lot of toll on you in the initially to ground this energy of creating those boundaries, or filter, even disciplining yourself to not overgive or overextend, you are going to do this, and you will discover your own resilience. That's what I wanted to say, basically your own capacity to nurture yourself, and how I perceive that you will also discover how much you were giving away, in the sense that you the more you are going to pour more into your cup, you will realize how much of your energy, and it's going to be really small things, very trivial things, that you will realize it's actually pouring into your cup, which you were not doing earlier. And with the Hangman also, I feel like you are going to be even more aware of who is like a frenemy earlier on itself, and you won't give into that savior complex and wanting to save the world, right, without the choice for you, without caring for you. That's what I want to say. That kind of an energy is now eradicated, and you will discover how much you are in command, how much capacity actually you do have to be in command. Bravo, pile number one. And I keep referring to you as pile number three when I was connecting with your energy too. So maybe pile number three might have some messages for you. Do choose that or read that pile only if you're drawn to. So drawn to it. And now I'm going to see what is the guidance that's coming from your higher self regarding this. Wow, we do have Nine of Swords coming up, but I'm not being asked to take this. This is one card, and let's see. And wow, Nine of Swords is there again at the bottom of the deck. So let's see what all cards you've got. We have, like I said, balancing, Temperance. So I was saying like Jupiter energy is very strong. So Temperance is ruled by Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. So we have, and we have Page of Cups and the Seven of Swords. Like I said, your higher self's guidance is to be tempered about whom you offer your cup to. That's anyway happening, but that's what they want to, I think, reiterate the message as, so that, and with the Seven of Swords, it's not just to recognize who are those people who are not contributing to you, but more so also being strategic about whom to offer your cup. So this strategy, what I'm trying to say is, could be learning even how to offer your projects or work, assignments. I like making deals, like I said, with the Two of Pentacles. You will be very not will be, your higher self is telling you to be tempered about this. And just because you might find some similarities with somebody wow, somebody you're interacting with, especially emotionally, don't give too much of yourself away, right? Have more balance. I would definitely say look into your, if you have your birth chart, and if you are an astrologer or if you are interested in that, but you will find plenty of educational videos here on YouTube about astrology. But what I would definitely like to say is look into your ninth house, and also where does Jupiter, is placed in your natal chart. So learn about those houses and the house that Jupiter rules as well. So ninth house, the planet, the house in which Jupiter is, and also the house that Jupiter rules. So these three placements, definitely your higher self would recommend you to look into it, because it's going to give you more information about intelligently offering your cup of creativity, love, affection, and intuitive ideas. With the Seven of Swords, they are saying that don't take, like I said, you're learning not to, work yourself tirelessly just to make things work. And so they're just reiterating that find a balance between your mind and your heart, so that you can actualize things without struggling unnecessarily. It's not about not doing the work, it's about the fact that you learn how to do the work with intelligent strategy, whatever you want to call it. So your higher self is definitely just reiterating the message of bring more harmony. You are anyway on that path, so there's nothing, for you to worry about. It's just that take care of your inner child, so that it doesn't go out and offer their love to everybody without having that awareness of who actually would reciprocate as well or create greater for you too. So, and I'm definitely getting that you should be doing third eye chakra meditation. So that's your sixth chakra. That's going to help you a lot. Like I said, your vision was getting blurred and now it's getting clearer. So strengthening that is very important for you, so that you don't basically hurt yourself unnecessarily. Pile number one. Again, I was about to say pile number three, so definitely check that out. So I hope that that was helpful for you. Pile number one, do embody this energy of amalgamating your knowledge from the past and how you have learned and integrated it now, and so amalgamating your lessons and opening up to new possibilities, like I said. and you are anyway doing it, so kudos to you for that. You're doing an amazing job. And yes, thank you for joining this video. Thank you for listening to me. And I hope that this was helpful to you in some way, shape, or form. And I hope to see you in future readings. Do share your thoughts in the comment section. Thank you. Bye bye. Hi, pile number 2. If you chose the Six of Wands, this is your reading, and this caters to the second question, so we are going to look at it later. We have these cards here which represent your past influence, so let's look at that. Wow, we have the Wheel of Fortune. We have major energies. We have Justice, and we have the Queen of Wands. How cool is that? Pile number 2, we have the King of Wands at the bottom of the deck, and we have the Queen here. So, pretty interesting. I wonder why this is coming through, but I feel like something around marriage is coming up. So, and more so like a marriage that has ended, or someone who has gone through a major shift in their married life for sure. I feel like some of you have separated here. It's undeniably there. And I feel for the cards to be the Wands energy and the Wheel of Fortune, the Justice here, I perceive that this was a connection that was hampering your growth career wise. And that is why, I mean, career wise, or even following your heart's calling, a lot of curbing your heart's desires was happening in this connection. And so you guys had to separate. That seems like a very strong influence here. And I feel like this could even be happening in the sense that maybe apply the energies however it may apply to you, but I feel like in between a father and a daughter, so there's a strong I mean separation of energy. So separation, I even if separation is not the right word, but calling back your power or balancing of energies. Yes, balancing of energy. So wherever the weighing machine was the weighing scales were not right energetically, especially when you were giving away too much attention, too much of your energy, too much of your creative energy to the well-being of somebody else. And like I said in that analogy of a father and a daughter, so you might be caring about your father's opinion way too much, and not pursuing what actually is true for you, for your spirit, for your soul. And so I perceive that that's a major change that's happening. If you don't feel that this applies to you, maybe this is not your pile, so maybe choose another pile, or you can listen to any other reading of mine, or go to such plethora of amazing tarot readers here on YouTube, right? So because this is very specific, this pile is very specific, so I feel like there's a strong cord that has been cut for sure, in terms of either a marriage or a very long term relationship not going forward in a different manner than it was for pile number 1, because it's in pile number 1, I would say it was more ideals based as well. So that may be true here as here too, but this is more romantic is what I am perceiving, or really 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 deep friendship where the lines are probably blurred, right? It's just that I had to take a minute with this, because there's a different variety of another variety of message coming through. It's like, if this was not an active relationship that ended, there's definitely a shift in pattern in the lifeline. Oh wow, lifetime basically. So of this person, whoever is getting the reading from this pile, so whoever has chosen this pile, you have definitely balanced the scales out very strongly in terms of who could be a business person or entrepreneurial in your family, especially if there was a discrimination based on gender within the family as to who could pursue certain things in life and who couldn't. And if that was a tradition followed within the family, you are from the roots, you are removing those ideals, at least for yourself, clearly. So that's why I said, like, this there might have been a separation, either in terms of marriage or between a father and a daughter, or like the masculine energy that has been ruling the family line, and breaking that off and finding your own path, creating your own path. That's coming through for this pile. And with the Six of Wands as your current energy, clearly success is yours. So either you are already experiencing the success, or you are coming into this energy for sure. And this doesn't, if you foresee that you are at a stage in your workspace, or how you're following your heart's desire, if it is in initial stages, definitely you are, as it is, coming off as a leader for following your path, and you're inspiring many people who might not have outrightly said this to you, but they definitely look forward to what you are wanting to create in the world. And they revere you, is that the right word? There's a reverence, or there's definitely a lot of honor for you, even if they're not spelling it out or spilling it out for you right in, right to your face, basically, because they definitely are perceiving this on an energetic level, and it is an inspiration for the people around you. And that is your current energy, or you're definitely stepping into this energy, because I feel like even if you are not able to see that you're inspiring people, there are people who are being inspired by you. Maybe that is what is not visible to you, because I feel like you might feel lonesome in your journey right now, but you are definitely moving into, or are already are stepping in, moving like slowly into your success, or you're already there, like a major success, because of course success is not just one time, right? There are different types of successes we have, or milestones we cross. So you're definitely successful in changing this for sure. And this is creating more success in your business, in your work space, or even in your journey moving forward. So let's see what action you are taking with these cards here. Many of you might be, pursuing a very unconventional um, career. Extremely creative out there, very quirky. That's the kind of person you are, and I feel like you're now finding the strength to be that way, and you're probably in awe of how freeing this difficult yet useful and important change has been. Even though you might perceive that people are judging you, you don't care about it. What you don't realize is there are people who do look up to you, who are looking up to you. We have Empress at the bottom of the deck. Wow. You're creating a legacy, pile number 2. So let's see what actions are you taking. We have Five of Wands, and do we take the Knight of Cups? No, we do have Five of Wands, and we have the Knight of Swords. And the bottom of the deck, Justice. Definitely. So okay, a lot of you definitely are Libras here. That's just very clear. Or you might even have Jupiter in Libra. With Five of Wands and Knight of Swords, the action you're taking is clearly you are moving forward regardless of whatever conflicts are showing up. You're very determined to reach your destination. You're very determined on, even if it's not a destination, but keeping your head above water. Even if you feel like you're drowning, you're not giving up. You are moving forward with diligence, determination, clarity. There's a lot of clarity here for this pile is very, very clear, is definitely one thing that's very clear in the cards. And energetically also I feel that way. Even if there's a lot of conflict, you are being that energy who looks sorry, but looks beyond uh, all the chaos, all the conflict. You are willing to look at the bigger perspective, and you are moving, with that energy ahead in your life. You're looking at everything from a broader perspective. You are willing to look beyond the conflict and not personalize it right now. That is amazing, pile number 2. So let's look at what these actions are going to reveal to you about yourself, like what personal revelations are happening. Too many cards. Again, too many cards. We have Queen of Cups at the bottom of the deck, and Page of Pentacles, Knight of Cups. So the Knight of Cups had to come out basically. What I feel like you are really going to discover is, first of all, I perceive that for you it will be a very strong revelation, like very significant and emphatic revelation, that you can turn your creative endeavors into your business. Like, it is a practical choice. You will figure out a practical way to actualize and ground your creative endeavors, pile number 2. And what the other thing that you're going to discover is that you are going to discover your own level up in realizing that there's no need to mix creativity, your emotions, you offering the cup, with the fact that the other person or people around you have to feel comfortable. Like, many a times this will not align, but you will recognize this on a practical level. You will embody this energy and thus keep moving forward and actualizing what you would like to have. You'll be surprised in the ways you will ground this energy, this change into your life in this reality, in the 3D realm. I feel like many people might try to curb your voice, or might have tried to do that, especially like in this connection that I'm talking about. But you will realize that there are people, I feel like you will receive a lot of information. I was about to say inspiration, but I feel like what you will receive is a lot of inspiration through these. There's You might look at a lot of interviews of different artists, which is going to inspire you and give you information, practical tips about how to actualize what you would like to have. And the fact that you don't have to, like, making or materializing these creative endeavors do not mean that you have to become robotic, switch off your emotions, or keep producing content or artwork like basically a soulless body. I feel like that's going to be a major realization you'll have. Although it will be also clear to you that your work is cut out for you as to how to actualize this, so that might bring a little bit of discomfort or irritation within you. Yet, I feel like you'll be open. I mean, it won't be such a big hurdle for you to cross. You will be more than happy to go through those monotonous tasks to actualize your dreams. And what you will I perceive that you will realize this fact that you are actually more disciplined than what you thought you would be. That's one of the major realizations, apart from the fact that truly embodying this learning, that you can actually materialize the kind of romantic life. And it's not about just relationships, but truly romanticizing your life is actually going to work out for you in practical ways, and that you can materialize this. So let's see what is the guidance from your higher self around this. I definitely recommend taking salt water baths for this pile because there's a lot of residual energy from those conflictual energies that you've experienced and is still probably going through, like I said, with the 501s there. So, salt water baths would be very helpful. You can use sea salt or Epsom salt or rock salt. Apart from that, you can definitely take coffee baths. So you just boil coffee as you would do with when it comes to black coffee. Of course, you don't add the milk, and then as it cools down, you pour it into your bucket of water, your tub, or whichever way you take a bath, and basically mix it with your bathing. But yeah, not your bathing suit, your bath water, and take that bath and cleanse your energy. I would say do it if you're doing the coffee bath, do it once, like once a week, so weekly. And if you're doing the salt water baths, you can easily do it 3 times a week. So, yeah, and maybe a preferable time would be before you go to bed. All right, so let's see what is the advice coming through from your higher self regarding this. Guidance. Hierophant. Seven of Swords again. We do have the star. Oh, okay. For give me a moment. So we have Seven of Swords, Hierophant, and the Star card. So many of you might have Taurus placements and Aquarius placements as well. The guidance coming through from your higher self regarding this is not to skip your spiritual rituals, basically, if you have any. And if you don't, definitely look up practices that you can include in your daily life to have more ease, more clarity in your mental plane. I feel like there might be shadow aspects coming through, so that's why having any me time specifically, like I said, is very important, so that you at least in bite-sized ways or in smaller ways release this out of your system. So writing could be definitely helpful, or moving about in a park or the woods, the forest, whichever place you have available that's closer to nature. Definitely do that so that this energy moves out of your system into the planet. Mother Earth has no judgment of energy whatsoever, and does do have that intention that that energy transforms or transmutes into more joy, clarity, consciousness. And so that's all that you have to do in that sense. Regardless of that, is this the pile? No, it was the first pile, but I would definitely suggest that, yeah, I mean, like what's coming through from your higher self is certainly that. Um, Look up astrological readings or learn about I would say look up astrological readings that are more empowering rather than scary. So there is this channel called Lunar Astro. Although they speak in Hindi many times, but you do have subtitles available. I feel like that would be a great channel for you to look at. Otherwise, what else? Oh yeah, so Abraham Hicks is another collective consciousness that's channeled through Esther Hicks. If you are drawn to that, definitely look that up. But certainly there is an indication from your higher self to create a spiritual practice, something that is a little traditional and grounded. By traditional, I would more refer to like grounded or using earth elements for sure, to have your energy cleansed and to sit with and visualize, because there's visualization clarity. So visualization, clarity of thought, and ease that would come through from your spiritual practices. And like I said, spiritual practices do not necessarily have to be hoo hoo ha ha or woo woo, basically. It could be as simple as, if you do like to chant, so just chanting Om Namah Shivaya for a while. That mantra is, so it's very powerful and so relaxing to the mind. And apart from that, maybe just chant Om, maybe read books of prophets, or listen to songs that invoke that spiritual energy within you. For example, like for me, I do feel like many romantic songs could be a song that's dedicated to your higher self, your inner child, doing such activities and taking time out to honor your being, honor your soul. That is the major message coming through from your higher self, so as to have more support for yourself moving forward. Because like I said, that cleansing energy is required, because there are energies around you which are not very supportive physically, I would say. So for you to find more, like, it's like increasing more energy of who you are, the truth of your soul, the kindness, softness, and energy of your soul, having a spiritual practice where you are just sitting with yourself one on one, maybe just writing stuff down, or breathing, just focusing on your breathing. You take 4 breaths in, six for a count of six. You not 4 breaths in, sorry, for a count of four, you breathe in, then pause for a count of six, and then breathe out for a count of five. Having such simple activities incorporated in your routine, daily activities, is very important. We do have the strength card also here at the bottom of the deck, so that does indicate that there's a lot of patience required. You need to have patience with yourself and not be very harsh with yourself as you're going through these changes, especially the more because realizing or grounding the fact that you have to materialize, like I said, there will be small icky things that you would not like to do. So not getting mad at yourself for doing that is also going to help you realize how disciplined you actually are, and how much strength you have, how much resilience you have, right? Pile number two. So I hope that that was helpful, and I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you so much for joining, and I hope to see you in future readings. Bye bye. Pile number three, if you chose the High Priestess card here, this is your reading. So this question will cater to the second, this card will cater to the second question. Don't mind my slip-ups, it's Mercury retrograde, so sometimes it's going to be funny like that. We have these two cards that represent your past influence, so let's look at them. We have we have 10 of Wands and 5 of Cups, so yeah. And we do have the 5 of Swords at the bottom of the deck, so definitely uh, quite a hefty energy to move through. And yeah, we do have Santa Muerte. If I am pronouncing that incorrectly, please do correct me in the comment section below. I'm sorry for that. And that is the Death card in this deck. So deep transformation might be happening for you, and that too underneath subconsciously. Yet with the 10 of Wands and the 5 of Cups here, it's like I feel like there's a lot of heavy lifting emotionally happening, and this is triggering your sense of safety, stability. This has happened in the past for sure, or you're coming out of this energy. You've been experiencing this emotionally. You have not felt secure in the recent past, and there is a chance that you might be experiencing a lot of nightmares as well. My heart goes out to you, pile number three. You have the most intense energy of all piles. This deep emotional challenges that you either have gone through, or you're coming out of, for sure. That's what's been influencing your past. And with the High Priestess as a present card, or your current energy, I definitely feel like you are in this phase of uncertainty. You don't know what to do, you don't know what the future holds, you just feel like you're being attacked from all sides, there's no support. And the High Priestess, I perceive that even if you guys might be going for, if you are someone who's open to personal tarot readings, or maybe even taking astrological I would say advice, or taking advice from any intuitive, I would say, I perceive that you might be receiving answers that are not, congruent to what you would like to listen to, actually, or don't feel like they're solution oriented. They all have been very mysterious, very out there, like without any connections, like there's no connection between the dots between as to what they might be advising you and what's happening. So it all feels as a futile attempt, and nothing's working out for you. You're just wondering where can you find that ray of hope that would help you have this bright, something that would bright light, or something that would guide you in this really dark phase. um the Ten of Wands, I definitely feel it's taken a toll, and is or still taking toll on your physical body a lot. So let's see what is current energy. Is definitely that you feel very hopeless, unclear about what's going to happen or what is even happening. I feel like you might perceive that there's nothing to hold on to, no ground to stand on. Pile number 3. So let's see what action you are taking here with these cards. That's why I was feeling a lot of energies for this pile, and I feel like you might have not perceived, you might have experienced betrayal recently, emotional betrayal, or something that you did not expect at all to happen. A change of heart in someone that you did not expect to happen. That's true for somebody here or some of you here. So let's see what actions are you taking. Four of Wands. So you do have Ten of Wands show up again. So do we take this card? No, it's just your reference. What's at the bottom of the deck? We have, yeah, Ace of Cups. No wonder I was pile number 3. Maybe if you were drawn to pile number 1, do listen to it. There might be some messages for you there. Not sure if all the messages are true for you, but with Four of Wands, and let's just see, wow, Sun and Queen of Swords. So I'm going to place these here because you got extra cards. So just give me a moment. Four of Wands, the Sun, and the Queen of Swords. I feel like this is family related, or people that you call your family. So I perceive that there's a lot of ego clashes that might be happening. Very cold energy somewhere that you might should have been feeling taken care of. You feel like you are being burnt uh, with especially the speech of somebody. So that's with the action that you're taking, and if we look at these cards in that light, I feel like you're trying to create harmony between people. This could be a group, so like I said, this could be a group of friends, this could be a family, or even a workspace where you dedicated a lot of your energy or your life span. Because I mean, this could be true for some of you who are in your late 40s is what I'm getting for some reason. So you might have been loyal to, committed to a job or a profession, and there is a lot of turbulence happening in the workspace. Very cutthroat competition is the term, but I'm not getting competition, but like uh, cutting words. Yeah, cutting words being spoken, egos being bruised, personal power or solar plexus being attacked, like sense of self being attacked by the way people are behaving. There might be mental games also happening. So interestingly enough, we are looking at what are the actions you're taking. It's more like what is actually happening around you. For me, as I'm receiving the messages from these cards, what I'm receiving is that you're trying your best to balance out energies. You're trying a lot to make things work, where actually they're very uncertain. It's not clear as to if this will work out, and more so, it's actually not your responsibility, is what I'm receiving. Pile number three. It's not up to you. People's egos, their mental state, their way of looking at life is not your responsibility. It's not your responsibility to keep bringing things together or tying things or uniting things that are not willing and that are not compatible. Actually, it's not even about, I mean, willingness definitely could be a part of it, but if it's not compatible, there is no point breaking your head over it and really, exhausting yourself to no end with the Ten of Wands here. I feel like you might even have, taken actions or still are taking actions monetarily or materially, like you're financially somehow investing or exhausting yourself to make things work here. But clearly it's not, because it's a huge ego battle is what I'm receiving is going on here. It's not an action that you're taking, but it's what's happening around you. You're trying to look at it from a broader perspective and tie things together, but it's not working out. Pile number three. Let's see, what is this action going to reveal to you about yourself? What's the breakthrough personal discovery that's happening through these actions? Here you have Ace of Swords in reverse and Page of Cups. So we are not taking Page of Cups. We are going to shuffle one more time. Yeah. Seven of Swords showed up for every pile. Although for you, it's showing up here as to what the revelation would be, but for the other piles, it wasn't their suggestions or advice. So we have, so we are not even taking Six of Wands, but just we are going to take into consideration this energy is what I'm receiving. So we have Lovers and the Ace of Swords in reverse. I feel so straight up, actually, pile number three, what you are going to get awareness about, or you are going to discover about yourself through this. I mean, just look at this. It's the Devil card. Yeah. And these are mirroring energies, to be honest, in the tarot. So, anyway. Sorry for all the mix up. Actually, not sorry, but it's a lot of energy that had to be spoken about or addressed. With the Lovers and the Ace of Swords in reverse, I would say pile number three, you will realize very strongly. Playing the victim doesn't work out, and I feel like it's not that you are the victim. It's that these actions and how you look at how you're looking at everything from a broader perspective. You would realize that, for example, okay, so in general, speaking about finances, let's talk about finances did come up for you anyway. But what I'm trying to say is that with finances, people think that, even, I mean, it's a generalized statement, like people who have a lot of money are very egoistic. But what we seldom talk about is that being in poverty consciousness, and this is not a dig at somebody who's not doing well financially, please understand that. But what I'm trying to say is that being in that consciousness of poverty is also sticking on to their ego a lot, in the sense that people who are not financially well off, and they don't make the effort to change that reality for themselves, actually have this mindset that they take pride in not being financially well off, because they think that everyone who's rich is either mean, rude, or only creating destruction in the planet, which is not true, because there are people who consciously want to contribute to the planet with the money they are making. And even if you have not seen personally a person like that, what the example that I would like to give you is, if you do earn a lot of money and you care about the planet, what if you use that money to buy acres and acres of land and preserve those lands? nourish those lands, right? Money can do that as well. Like a knife, money is just an instrument. The knife could help you cut vegetables, fruits, add to your, nourishing activity of cooking and feeding yourself. At the same time, it can be used to kill somebody, right? So knife is just a tool, just as money is. So that's what so the point about talking about that entire analogy is that you will realize very strongly or discover this about yourself, that you don't want to be in the victim mindset, and you will realize how much people play that out in their lives, and how much being in that victim mode is also sticking on to or holding very tightly to their ego, and not refreshing or clearing it off of limiting beliefs. Because I feel like you might also be experiencing people who are doing emotional manipulation and emotional blackmail a lot, so that you look at them at or put them on a pedestal. But this is a manipulative manipulation, and I would say manipulation in an unconscious way, because if you consciously, for the betterment of all, use manipulation, like again, manipulation is a tool that could be used to create greater in life as well, you know. So but this here, you are recognizing how it's not, it's you being used in a very unhealthy way. It's a power play that's happening, literally. Yeah, that's the term. So you will realize that how much power hungry people, or people when they get power hungry, essentially lose sight of what is true for them. And that's going to be the revelation for you also personally. I foresee that you will recognize where you might have done it unknowingly with yourself in your personal journey, and you will balance these energies out. And to be honest, it will not take a lot of time, because mentally you are already there. You know these concepts subconsciously. It's going to play out more in your physical life. So your discovery would be balancing out the yin and yang, the feminine and masculine energy, and not being in that distorted masculine energy of wanting to have power over somebody else. Rather, you will recognize that true power is using it for the highest good of everybody, including yourself. Nurturing and nourishing include everyone, including yourself. Taking or making choices in life from the kingdom of we, as they say in access consciousness, rather than from the kingdom of me. And the first one was choosing from the kingdom of we, which is we, rather than the kingdom of we. Yeah, me. Wow. Should I reiterate it? Maybe I will, so that I also have mental clarity. So what I was saying is that you will recognize how to choose from the kingdom of we, which is we, rather than choosing from the kingdom of me, which is me. And I got to know about this from the modality that access consciousness is, or that the energy work and tools that they have. So there's a topic or the discussion that they have about this, and they say this statement which feels more, it just feels humane, to be honest, and more true to who we are as infinite beings. Because when we cater to the truth of who we are, and genuinely the truth of who we are, which is Ace of Swords and reverse here, which feels like subdued energy more than it not being present. So you throwing light onto this truth of yours, because the more you stand in your truth, that energy permeates, my friends, around you, and it is inspiring. It's going to trigger, switch on the light bulbs of a lot of people around you. But of course, at the end of the day, it's their choice to do what they will with that. That's not up to you. That's what I was trying to say. It's not up to you what people choose. Right now you might be trying to, knit everything together, and it's not working out. So that you realize that you just need to balance your energies, and that's going to create more mental clarity. That's one revelation. You will also have this revelation about what distorted masculine energy looks like, And even I would say distorted feminine energy, although that seems lesser. I would definitely say it's more about power and control, and how a distorted version of it plays out in life, and the chaos and ruckus it creates, which does not, contribute to anybody. So let's see what um, what advice does your higher self have for this, or any guidance coming through. We have moon, and we have the page of cups. I No, it did appear for pile number one, so yeah, that's why you see ace of swords at the bottom of the deck. Yay. um yeah, page of cups and the moon, it's to me letting me know that your higher self is saying you need to acknowledge your subconscious mind more, because there's a wealth of information there for this pile that's going to help you have more ease with your masculine energy. Because the more you relax into your childlike innocence, your childlike wonder, and your childlike creative energy, mother it, truly hold space for it, it's going to give you the strength to be that divine masculine energy of clarity, knowing what systems work, holding space, and not aggressively shoving your ideology down throats of other people. I'm not saying that's what you do, but you will recognize, your higher self is definitely saying you will definitely recognize this, where it's playing out probably unconsciously for you. And about over and above that, you valuing your intuition is going to give you more awareness about how to work with your divine masculine as well, in a non-distorted way, and truly in a way that is true to the infinite being that you are. So with the moon and the page of cups, full moon rituals would actually help you a lot if that's what you are into. If not that, definitely meditating during the night time or before you go to sleep. And also, I would say your high self is definitely saying do some inner child healing, because I perceive like it's been an inherent trait in you, or an innate trait of yours to offer help time and again. But what you need to recognize is that you can't fix everybody or everything. You can just work on yourself, which is going to permeate into the entire universe, because energy flows. It's not stuck. I mean, it gets stuck, but it does not die, or it doesn't get, you know, it doesn't end basically, but it moves and changes form. So instead of flowing your energy into spaces that doesn't let that energy grow but remain the same, recognizing or having more ease with it will happen more and more as you learn to meditate more, be more at ease with yourself, and do some inner child healing. So, journaling would be very helpful for this pile. And it's interesting, we do have the sun and the moon here. So, like I said, you are uh, highly potent, and you'll recognize how to balance your yin and yang, your receiving and action taking energies quite strongly. And for that to happen, your higher self is definitely saying that you need to voice your truth, especially, it's not just especially, actually, even if it's nobody else but to yourself, and use kinder words towards yourself, because it seems that you are not very kind in your inner dialogue, pile number 3. Truly taking that cup that your inner self, wow, but I was about to say child self, but probably both the energies, your inner self, your child self, offers you, nourishing it, holding space for it, let it act out if it wants to act out. If there is a lot of pent up grief which might be coming up as anger, release it from your system. Do somatic exercises, there's plenty available on YouTube to release your anger, to manage your anger. And definitely look into art therapy. to cater to your inner child healing. Pile number 3. And that there's definitely a requirement to drink plenty of water, lot of water, lot of water, lot of water. It's required. And anything that's like contemporary dance or yoga, flowy movements, those kind of dance forms will definitely help this pile a lot in balancing their energies, because it's more like more about the fact that the more you embrace the strength of your divine feminine, which wants to give and create such peace, ease, and softness in the world, the more you embrace that, value it, honor it, the more your masculine side will stand up to protect it, to actually provide a space for it to grow, a safe space for it to grow. Yeah. So, and it's clearly going to bring, clarity. We have Ace of Swords in upright, not in reverse here. That's what your high self is saying. So, I hope that that was helpful to you, pile number 3. And that's that was an intense energy or an intense reading. Do share your thoughts in the comment section below. I hope to see you in future readings. Thank you so much for joining.